What's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new tactic. Today we are going to go over Arne predicted next season lineup, including 3 transfers. Big names, big potential, and 3 very good tactics. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe, and as always, make sure you are now coming over to the Twitch. It's going to be in the description, because you can see me use these tactics live. So let's start off with the Premier League. Now, I will say we have got the new transfers, so I personally went with, obviously, Jeremy Frimpong, Florian Wirtz, and also Kerkez. Now, I know only one of them is 100% confirmed, although Florian Wirtz actually is confirmed now, so that is 2. Kerkez, I'm pretty sure they will get done. The man that I could have potentially added in for a bit of a maybe could happen is Isaac, but that's not really any official talks going, so we are going to stick with the 3 that I just mentioned, and this is going to be what the Premier League looks like, and I don't think we are going to be too far away from this in real life. I think they are going to have great seasons, and I genuinely think the only team that might go toe-to-toe with them is City if they buck their ideas up. But for me, Liverpool have done such a good job at keeping some of the players that they were meant to lose. You know, like Van Dijk, for example, like Salah at one point. They've kept them. They've replaced Trent really well. They can replace Robertson really well. They're also going to have Florian Wirtz coming in, which is just an added bonus. So I think the Premier League is going to go their way again. And I mean, based on off what we're seeing here, Florian Wirtz and Frimpong are going to have no issue setting them in. 15 and 14 from them. Salah with 10 player of the matches. Salah, your top goal scorer. Jota, very close behind. And I mean, when you've got Florian Wirtz now feeding the likes of Salah, you are going to have him absolutely cooking in the league. We only lose 2 games here against Arsenal and Nottingham Forest, so very interested. A very convincing season where we do have the most goals, the most shots, the fewest shots against, the most dribbles, and defensively, we're not rank 1, but we are definitely up there. Very close to Arsenal indeed. The data hub is going to look like this. 2.97 goals a game, 0.63 conceded, a solid pass completion, a good tackle win ratio, and a good amount of shots per game. So when it comes to the Premier League, I think we can be definitely more than happy. Big success. We played Napoli in that Europa League final, and I tell you what, this is going to be a big moment for the new man. So Van Dijk picks it up, plenty of time on the ball, into Florian Wirtz, who goes through and makes it 1-0 in the 61st minute. And I think he is going to have some pretty big moments in his real life career at this club. So it's good to see that the game has also given us a moment for us to enjoy as well. With Jota down the right-hand side into Salah, and I mean, at this point, the game was done. When you go 2-0 up with 20 minutes left, something has to go really wrong, and this Liverpool team, and this tactic especially, didn't really offer too many mistakes. So Darwin Núñez, of all people, goes through and makes it free. Also go on to win the FA Cup, 6-0 over Brentford, an absolute thumping in the final, where again, we're looking at players like Jota really being the talisman of the team, the most goals. So it is nice to see that a fair bit of game time got distributed around everyone in the team, because Jota's not guaranteed game time anymore. Far from it in this Liverpool team. And lastly, the Carabao Cup, a 2-1 win over Tottenham, where Florian Wirtz actually scored 6 goals in the whole competition, meaning we have won everything we can. And I'm not saying Liverpool will do this in real life. I do think they can win a couple of trophies, but I've just got a real strong gut feeling they are going to win the Premier League again. I think Arne Slot's come in and basically said, you know what, I can play in this league. Obviously, he's just won it, and now they've definitely strengthened, so why not go again? You know what I mean? But to go over and make this tactic your favourite part of the video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe, and as always, if you do enjoy rebuilds, make sure you come on over to Daily Josh. We put up a rebuild once every other day, so if you're subscribed to both of my channels, you get a piece of content every single day, and we are now back live streaming as well, so you can also see me live doing this, making tactics, doing all sorts, so make sure you come on over. To make this tactic, you simply want to go over and create your own tactic, so create your own style, and we are going to load in a 4-2-3-1 DM-AM wide, because I do think this genuinely does support him probably the most in terms of the best tactic he can use. The players fit in there really well. And we are going to start off today with a sweeper keeper. Now, Alisson is actually quite comfortable coming out to the edge of his box, collecting the ball, but he doesn't get the attack and roll, because I don't feel he's as, you know, he's not like crazy like a Manuel Neuer or an Edison, someone like that, Onana in some sort of circumstances. He does it sensibly, but very efficiently. So for me, the support role was really the main one. We are then going to use 2 ball-playing defenders. Of course, they're very fortunate to keep Van Dijk at the club, a very good centre-back, and both of them are going to be told to simply tackle harder. Alongside of that, the game naturally allows ball-playing defenders to hold their position and take more passing risks, and that is essentially what I'm after, so that works really, really well. The wingbacks are actually going to share the same instructions, because I feel like both of these wingbacks are going to play... Well, they've always played a big role, haven't they? In Liverpool history, very recently anyway. Maybe not as much for Robertson anymore because he is clearly ageing, but when you look at the prime Liverpool wing-back era where you've got Trent, you've got Robertson, they were pretty much everything, so... I think what they've got now is along that same sort of line. So we are going to go with take more risks alongside of cross more, run wide, and also stay wider. And we are going to do that for the right back as well. So stay wide, run wide. We're going to have cross more and also take more risks. So these wing backs are going to be incredibly aggressive. Even though they're not on the attacking role, we make them attacking by adding all of these instructions. It's absolutely crucial. You've got players with good stamina, good work rate, good crossing, and also good pace, so they can come up and down that pitch, because they're going to be required to do it. Going over to the midfield on the right-hand side, we are going to use a DM on defend, funny enough, and he is going to be told to do two things. Tackle harder and also mark tight in the midfield. Again, very well known this Liverpool team for getting quite tight to their men, and that is exactly why we are going to have mark tighter on that right-hand side. On the left-hand side, there's very multiple shouts you can do for this role. I've actually opted for a Volante, who is going to come in on support, and he is going to be told to also mark tight, but naturally also move into the channels. I do want to quickly say at this part of the video, if you are interested in getting all of these wonderful perks, that does include all three of the tactics today, all of my mobile tactics, console tactics, over 230 PC tactics, over 80 rebuild files, one-on-one tactical help, ad-free viewing, big monthly giveaways, and so much more. You can come and check out the Patreon, where we have got a team of 5,500 members. It's absolutely cooking, and the community is only getting bigger, so make sure you come and get involved. While there's 20% off as well. Make sure you head on over. But going over to the front four, we are going to start off on that left-hand side, who is actually going to be an inverted winger. Now, there's been rumours about Diaz leaving, Diaz staying. I think Diaz will stay, to be honest with you. I'm pretty confident in saying that. But in the game, an inverted winger on attack, he's going to be told to roam, tackle harder, and also mark tighter. And the reason why I think Diaz will stay, just to quickly go over it, is... why would you leave the Liverpool team at the moment? I don't know why anyone would want to leave. I partly question Trent, to be honest. They're such an exciting project, but I guess it is Madrid. Let me know what you think of that in the comments. I don't really know how to feel about Trent's move, to be honest with you. On the right-hand side, we are going to use an inside forward, who is going to also come in on attack. Of course, the Mo Salah role, this was essential they kept him. He's going to be told to shoot more, roam from position, alongside of staying wide and also marking tight. So naturally, he's going to stay out wide. When he has got the ball, he will cut inside and he will have shots at goal. This team, well, it ticks around him, doesn't it? Maybe now not as much if Florian Wirtz, he could become the new real creator and finisher, but I think Salah is what they're going to build a lot of the team around, because why wouldn't you? The guy's been so consistent in the Premier League. I hate to admit it as a United fan, but will go down as a great in the Premier League. You can't really argue it. The advanced playmaker on support is going to be set to dribble more, alongside of Rome, moving into the channels, and also, not that, marking tighter, not close down more, just to clarify that. And lastly, the advanced forward is going to come in on alongside of tackle hard and also mark tight. So a lot of tight marking going on in this team, which means very limited space for people, because you're going to be so tight to them, winning the ball back, because a lot of these players are also quite aggressive in their challenges, and that is going to give you the player roles for the first tactic. The team instructions, by the way, we are playing on positive, not on balanced. In possession, we're going to leave this in the middle. We're going to pass into the space, low crosses, hit early crosses, focus down the right, because I really want to do what Liverpool do and get the most out of Mo Salah, really let him play his game. The passing down by one, the tempo remains in the middle. Going over to in transition, let's go and do that right now. We are going to counter press, counter, distribute quickly, and play to the centre-backs while taking short goal kicks. And lastly, out of possession, we're going to go right in with the high press, the much higher defensive line, much more often, prevent, get stuck in, and also step up more. Now we're going to go over and cover an attack inversion, because sometimes you need that bit more firepower. And that is where this comes in. So they're very minuscule changes, but they do make all the difference. So the goalkeeper does remain the same. The ball players also remain the same. The wingbacks also remain the same. The DLP on support on tackle harder and mark tighter. The volante, again, very, very similar. We're then going to allow pretty much for a complete build-up of this front four. So the advanced playmaker goes up to attack. On roam, move into the channels and mark tight. The advanced forward, of course, doesn't need to change, as does the wide players. So really the big change here is the addition of just that attacking player in that midfield now being allowed to fully commit himself forward, opposed to being a bit more balanced. We are also going to go up to attacking in the team mentality. We're going to pass into the space, keep the low crosses with them hit early crosses, but this is where it gets a little bit crazy. So we're going to play out from the back, focusing down the right, but now we are also overlapping the left and the right back. So we really are committing a lot of players forward. The passing goes down by 1, the tempo goes up by 1 to slightly higher, and we are going to double up and run at defence and also be more expressive. In transition, we are going to counter press, counter, distribute quickly, play to the centre backs, and simply take short goal kicks. And lastly, out of possession, we are going to have room to actually, of course, max it all the way out, much more often, prevent, get stuck in, and also step up more. And that is going to give you the attacking version of this Onslaught predicted next season's tactics. Now, it's very important to have this because essentially, without it, you might find yourselves dominating the game but can't quite get the goal. And that is why I do say, whenever you get one of my tactics, make sure you get all 3 variants. And that doesn't mean you have to go over and sign up and get them. You can copy them from the video. That's why I keep them in there, which is why this one's also important, the defensive version, because this is more designed to frustrate your opponents, time waste, let's just put it like that. So the goalkeeper does remain the same. The ball players are now both on tackle harder and mark tight. The wing backs are also both now on support, on tackle harder and also mark tight. The DM on defend on the right, on tackle harder and mark tight. The DLP on mark tight, a lot of tight marking coming on. That is how we're sort of being quite defensively sound. The inverted winger on the left on support, on mark tight, tackle hard and also roam. On the right, inside forward support, roam, stay wide and also mark tighter. The advanced playmaker, roam, move into the channels and mark tighter. I need a mark tighter button. And the advanced forward, there we go again. We are going to have tackle harder and also mark tight again. I definitely need a button that does it for me. When we go into the team instructions, we do actually keep it on positive, pass into the space. Now, we are going to keep low crosses, but we are not going to have a direct approach of getting them in early because I actually want to somewhat keep the ball, hence the tempo staying the way that it is, and the passing going down by 1. I'm still going to have run at defence because I still want to go and score goals, but this is not an attacking tactic because when we've got the chance to, we are also going to time waste. In transition, we're going to regroup and then counter and play to the entire back line while taking short goal kicks. And to wrap it up, we are going to go with the high press, the higher defensive line, prevent and 1-up on that trigger press to more often. And that is going to give you not 1, not 2, but 3 versions of Onslaught's 25-26 predicted, being the keyword of this video, his tactics. And I do think this system works really well. Of course, he's very well known for playing that 4-2-3-1 this season. Why not go again? You've signed players that fit that system. And it was a successful season. I mean, it's a quadruple winning season where we didn't actually put 1 foot wrong. I mean, we won every final. We won some really big finals. 6-0 here. The Premier League was really convincing. The Carabao Cup was probably the tightest game out of them all. Even the Europa League was an absolute thumping. We go into that, for example. The teams that we beat, don't get me wrong. I mean, Newcastle aren't a bad team to blitz 6-0. The quarterfinals, Bayer Leverkusen, do you know what? No. We did play some pretty big teams in that competition. So, a very successful test in my opinion. Hopefully you have enjoyed. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.